viewers, you are watching GeoNexus Unveils, and in today's video we are going to talk about Strait of Malacca. The Strait of Malacca sits between Malaysia, Indonesia and Singapore. It's the shortest sea route connecting the Indian Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. If you want to move oil from the Middle East to East Asia, if you want to transport goods from Europe to China, or if you want to shift electronics from Japan to rest of the world, you must pass through this narrow passage. This is why the strait has been the beating heart of Asian trade for over 2000 years. And now we are going to uncover that why it's the world's most important choke point. Every year, more than 100,000 ships cross this strait, and here's the shocking part. 40% of world's trade passes through the Strait of Malacca. That's almost half of everything the world ships. 80% of China's imported oil comes through this strait. Without it, China's economy would face an immediate crisis. And 60% of Japan's and South Korea's energy imports flow through here. In simple words, if the Strait of Malacca stops, Asia stops. And if Asia stops, the world stops. And now let's have a look at China's greatest concern. China calls this its a Malacca Dilemma. But why? Because China rises on energy and energy comes through a single narrow gate controlled by other nations, that is Malacca Strait. If the strait were ever blocked by war, piracy or a US naval blockade, China's factories, cities and ports would run dry within weeks. This is why China is trying to make alternate routes that are the China-Myanmar oil pipeline, the Gwadar port in Pakistan, and the Belt and Road Initiative across Eurasia. All attempts to escape its biggest vulnerability, dependence on Malacca. And this dilemma for China benefits Singapore and makes it the gatekeeper of global trade. The world's second busiest port sits at the mouth of the strait, and that's Singapore. Singapore has turned its strategic location into economic power. Every ship passing needs services like fuel, repair, cargo, and handling, and Singapore profits from all of it. This is why Singapore, that is a tiny nation, has become a global powerhouse worth watching. Now let's imagine that if the Strait of Malacca is blocked due to a military conflict or a natural disaster, then what will be the consequences? The first one is global oil prices would skyrocket, and secondly, supply chains would collapse worldwide, and third one, China, Japan, and South Korea would face immediate economic crisis, and at fourth place, the Western economies would feel the shock in coming days. The world would be thrown into ultimately chaos. The Strait of Malacca is not just a body of water, it is the narrow doorway through which the modern world breathes, trades, and grows. As China rises, the US pivots to Asia, and global competition intensifies. This small strait will shape the next century of geopolitics. This is why the Strait of Malacca remains the world's most important choke point. If you found this breakdown interesting, subscribe to GeoNexus Unveils for more powerful explanations of the world's hidden geopolitics. Thank you.